myself Vidya, working as an assistant professor, Department of Mechatronics, Vast Institute of Higher Education and Research. I am going to handle the subject is communication engineering. Today, let's discuss about the topic what is meant by communication engineering, why we are using this one. Okay, what are the applications involved in this technologies? Okay, first, some definition about communication. Communication is nothing but it's an engineering concern with the sending and receiving of signals, especially by means of electrical or electroacoustic devices and electromagnetic waves. In commonly, in communication means it is a communicate between two peoples. Okay, sending or receiving. Okay, what are the applications involved this one? Signal processing engineers take multimedia information sources, such example speech, music, image, video, etc. In human, we communicate the in voice. Okay, convert them into digital form and manipulate the signal using digital processing techniques. DSP on a computer. The network engineers is concerned with the design of protocols and algorithms that permit efficient utilization and efficient access to communications infrastructure, such as the internet, cellular, radio networks, the telephone network, etc. The communication engineers is concerned with the efficient and reliable transmission of information over noisy channel. Okay, next one. It's communication engineering. Two modulation is important. Two types of modulation is there. One is the AM modulation and another one is the FM modulation. Analog modulation, another one is the frequency modulation. Now let us discuss about the analog modulation. What is meant by analog modulation? Analog modulation is nothing but the amplitude modulation. Amplitude modulation is the process by which amplitude of the carrier signal is varied in accordance with the instantaneously value. That means amplitude of the modulating signal, but frequency and phase of carrier wave is constant. The analog modulation is classified as four types. First one is the double sideband full carrier. That means DSP-FC. Okay. Another one is the double sideband suppressed carrier. Third one is the single sideband suppressed carrier. Vestigial sideband. Okay. Fourth one. Now, this one. First one is the frequency spectrum and band. First, we have to know what is meant by frequency, what is meant by band. Okay, frequency spectrum and bandwidth of AM. Mathematical representation. VAM, analog modulation, is equal to VC sin 2 pi FCT plus MAVC by 2 into cos 2 into FC, carrier signal minus modulation frequency into T minus MAVC by 2 into cos 2 pi FC plus FM into 2. AM is the thing that where contains full carrier, upper sideband and lower sideband. Hence it's called as a double sideband full carrier. Okay. One is the full carrier and the upper sideband one. Another one is the lower sideband. Okay. Next one is the what is meant by bandwidth? Bandwidth of the signal can be obtained by taking the difference between highest and lowest frequency. Okay, in sinusoidal wave, for example, you will take the sinusoidal wave. Okay, 0, pi, 2 pi. Okay, the sinusoidal wave is the one is the maximum frequency, another one is the lowest frequency. Okay, it's taken the one is the highest frequency level, another one is the lowest frequency level. Okay, next one is the bandwidth is equal to 2 FM. Okay, therefore the bandwidth of AM signal is twice of the maximum frequency of modulating signal. Next one is the vector representation of the AM signal. AM signal is in the amplitude modulation. First one is the phasor for ESB rotates in anti-clockwise at the angular frequency of WM. Okay, this is the diagram representing. This is the carrier. This is a resultant AH. Okay, the phasor for LSB upper sideband, another one is the lower sideband. Rotates in clockwise at the same angular frequency omega m. So okay, this is the upper sideband, this one is the lower sideband. Okay, the upper sideband frequency rotates faster than the carrier, so that means Wm is greater than the Wc, and the lower side frequency rotates slower than the side frequency. That means Wm is less than the Wc. The resulting amplitude of the modulated wave at any instant the vector sum of the two sideband phasors. Vc is carrier wave phasor taken as reference phasor, and the resulting phasor is Vam of t. Okay. The resultant phasor and carrier phasor are different in amplitude and have same phase with each other. Okay, wow. This is the upper sideband, Ma Vc divided by 2. This is the lower sideband, Ma Vc divided by 2. Okay. Next one is the power relation between this one. One is that we know that the analog modulation signal has three components. One is the unmodulated, another one is the LSB. LSB nothing but lower sideband signal, and USB. USB is the upper sideband signals. Okay. Hence, the total power of analog modulation wave is the sum of carrier power. That means DC. And powers in the two sidebands. Two sidebands is nothing but the upper sideband, another one is the lower sideband. Okay. That means PUSB and PLSB. Okay. What is the formula of this power relationship? PT is equal to PC. PC is nothing but the carrier power plus upper sideband power. Another one is the lower sideband power. Okay, these three combination we calculating the power relation. Okay, well. Next is generation of AM. Okay, this is the classification. First, double sideband suppressed band carrier signal. Okay, what is mean by double sideband suppressed carrier signal? Most of the power is transmitted in the carrier that is not used for carrying information. Hence, the carrier is suppressed and only sidebands are transmitted. Such modulation is called double sideband suppressed band. There are two ways to generate double sideband suppressed carrier. One is the balanced modulator, another one is the ring modulator. What is the balanced modulator? How to calculate the output with respect to time equal to 2Ka1 Vm sin Wmt plus 2K2 Vmc into cos Wc minus Wm of t minus cos Wc plus Wm of t. Ring modulator minus V of t equal to Vm Vc by 2 cos Wc Wm into t minus cos Wc plus Wm of t. Okay. What are the advantages of double sideband suppressed carrier signal? More efficient in transmitted power, 66.7% of this one. Wastage of power is less because of this is the most power transmitted in the carrier. So, no wastage in this power. Disadvantage, bandwidth of the double sideband suppressed carrier is also 2FF as DSP-FC. Even carrier is suppressed. Receiver is complex and expensive. Okay. In communication means it's a three functions are important. One is the transmitter, another one is the receiver. The central is the compressed. Okay. Any processing devices. Next one is the SSP-SC. One sideband is sufficient for transmission and reception of original modulating signal. This type of system having only one sideband and suppressed carrier is called a single sideband suppressed carrier. Because of the only one sideband is sufficient for this one. Sideband suppression in SSP C can either ESB or LSB. In double sideband, we are used to both the upper sideband carrier signal, lower sideband carrier signal. But single sideband suppressed carrier signal, we use only one. Okay, only we are using the USB or we are using the LSB. Okay, what are the advantages of this one? This is the power is saved because of this only one sideband is used. Better signal to noise ratio 9 to 12 dB. Fading can be reduced. Okay. Next, what are the disadvantages? Is transmission and reception becomes more complex. Carrier is range charter at the receiver. Complex to design, highly selective filter. There are two ways of generate SSB. One is the frequency discrimination and filter method. Next one is the phase discrimination. In third type, vestigial sideband. Okay, VSB, that means SSB-SC signal generation. SSB-SC nothing but single sideband suppressed carrier signal. Generation is very difficult in nature due to the selection of desired sideband and suppression of unwanted sideband using selective filters. This problem of SSB-SC filtering is overcome by vestigial sideband modulation. The vestigial sideband modulation is used to desired sideband is completely transmitted and the undesired side is partially transmitted. Okay, because we are using the overcome the problem of single sideband suppressed. So this is the partially eliminating the undesired side. Okay, what are the advantages of this one? Less bandwidth compared to DSP, double side band. Heavy filtering is not required. Low frequencies are transmitted without any loss. It can be generated directly by applying modulating signal and carrier signal as input, and output is double sideband suppressed carrier signal in the modulator, and the signal is passed through band pass filter to get VSP signal. Okay, the VSP F is equal to VC by 2 into M into F minus FC plus F into F plus FC. Okay, next, what is meant by AM transmitter and AM receiver? Okay, transmitter means any signals transmit through any signal processing. Okay, any processor. Okay, the transmitter must generate a signal with the right type of modulation with sufficient power at the right carrier frequency and with reasonable efficiency. Earlier, we have studied the basic concept of amplitude modulation. Now we are going to study the two basic topologies to generate and transmit amplitude modulated waves. What are the types of this? There are low level modulation. In low level modulation, the generation of AM wave takes place in the initial stage of amplification. That means low power level. The generated AM signal, then amplitude using number of amplifier stages. Okay, this is the block diagram of this one. Stabilized RF crystal oscillator, class A, class C, class B. This is the amplifier matching networks. Okay. Then this is the audio input, pre-amplifier, class B power amplifier, modulator AF, class B output amplifier. Okay, this is the antenna. This is the transmitting line. Another one is the high level modulation. In high level modulation, modulation takes place in the final stage of amplification, and therefore modulation circuitry has to handle high power. It can be seen that stable RF source, buffer amplifier and subsequent RF power amplifier are common for both low level modulation transmitter and high level modulation transmitter. The stable RF radio frequency source is provided by crystal oscillator with a carrier frequency of submultiple of it. The buffer amplifier are usually class A amplifier, whereas power amplifiers are class C amplifiers in both audio and power audio frequencies. Amplifier are present. In fact, the only difference is the point at which the modulation takes place. In case of low level modulation, modulation takes place at low power level. That means before the final output amplifier. Okay. In low level modulation system, amplifier efficiency and bandwidth preservations are important factors. Such audio signal is having low power. For high-level modulation, other than efficiency of amplifier, power handling capability, distortion capability of handling amplitude variation are important parameters. The output of the final amplifier is passed through an impedance matching network that includes the tank circuit of the final amplifier. For tank circuit, Q is kept low enough to pass all sideward signals without amplitude and one frequency distortion. Okay. Next one is the FM transmitter. FM signals have no amplitude variation. Therefore, FM transmitter can imply class C throughout even after modulation. There are two types of FM transmitter is there. One is the directly modulated. Directly frequency modulation can be applied using any of the FM circuits. However, direct FM and the final carrier frequency is not feasible because of the problem of maintaining high frequency stability of the carrier while at the same time obtaining adequate frequency deviation. To solve this problem with directly modulated FM transmitter, the frequency modulation is carried out at a lower frequency and with a smaller frequency deviation. Then passing this FM wave through frequency multiplier circuit, the desired carrier frequency and desired frequency deviation is achieved. With frequency modulation, the instantaneous frequency is multiple. With frequency mixing, the variation is not altered. Next one is the FM transmitter indirectly modulated the FM transmitter. One of the difficulties encountered in FM transmitter, which depends upon the direct method of frequency modulation, is that because of the variable nature of the turning of the tank circuit, crystal control oscillator cannot be used, and therefore the stability inherent in such crystal control unit is not available. An alternative technique for the generation of a frequency modulated signal which permits the use of crystal control is called the indirect method. In this technique, the phase angle is made to vary while holding the frequency constant. By this technique, a phase modulated signal is generated and it can be passed off as a FF signal. This is the block diagram. Crystal oscillator, phase modulator. Okay. What are the another input of the phase moderators? Modulated amplifier, integrator. Frequency multiplier, power amplifier. Okay. Next one is the AM radio receivers. AM radio receiver is a device which receives the desired AM signal, amplifier it followed by demodulation to get back the original modulating signal. Radio receivers are broadly of two types, depending on the application, depending on fundamental aspects and principles. Okay, depending on the application means analog modulation, frequency modulation, communication, TV, radar. Based on the principle of operation, the two popular radio receivers are there are tuned radio frequency, that means TRF receiver, is simple logical receiver. 2 or 3 RF amplifiers all turning together are employed to select and amplify the incoming frequency and simultaneously to reject all others. After the signal was amplified to a suitable level, it was demodulated and fed to the loudspeaker after being passed through the approximate audio amplifying stages. These are simple to design, aligned to broadcast frequency, but they presented difficulties at higher frequency. Next one is the super heterodyne receiver. Okay, this is one. First RF amplifier, second RF amplifier, detector, audio amplifier, power amplifier. Okay. In this receiver, the incoming signal voltage is combined with a signal generator in the receiver. This local oscillator voltage is normally converted into a lower fixed frequency. The signal at this intermediate contains the same modulation as the original carrier, and it is no amplified and detector to reproduce the original information. The superhead has the same essential component as the TRF. TRF is nothing but the receiver. In addition to the mixture, local oscillator and intermediate frequency amplifier. A constant frequency difference is maintained between the local oscillator and the RF circuit, normally through capacitance tuning, in which all the capacitors are jammed together and operated in unison by one control knob. The IF amplifier generally uses 2 or 3 transformers. Each consists of a pair of mutually coupled tuned circuit. Why we are using the transformer means we are three-phase transformer. Three-phase transformer is used to vary the voltage levels. Okay, if we want the voltage step up or step down means we are using the transformer means easily convert the voltage. With this large number of double tube circuits operating at a constant, specially chosen frequency, the IF amplifier provides most of the gain and bandwidth requirements to the receiver. The characteristics of the IF amplifier are independent of frequency to which the receiver is tuned respectively, and sensitivity of the superhead are usually fairly uniform throughout its tuning range and not subject to the variation that affect the TRF receiver. The RF circuits are used mainly to select the wanted frequency, to reject interference such as the imaging frequency, uh, and to reduce the noise figure of the receiver. The IF signal output is amplified composite of the modulator RF from the transmitter in combination with the RF from local oscillator. The detector eliminates one of the sidebands still present and separates the RF from the audio components of the other sideband. The RF is filtered to ground and the audio is supplied to the audio stages for amplification and then to the speaker. What are the types of frequency? Depending on bandwidth and frequency modulation signal, the modulation index values varies. If MF modulation frequency increases, the bandwidth will be decreases. The FM types are classified according to the value of modulation index. First one is the narrow band frequency modulation. Bandwidth is narrow, but it's called as a low index FM. Modulation index is nothing but beta less than 1, bandwidth is 2 FM. Hence, narrow band frequency modulation wave obtained. This wave is same like double sideband frequency carrier, frequency carrier, and so bandwidth is also same as 2 FM. So V of T is equal to V DSP, double sideband voltage minus FC carrier frequency. This is the block diagram. One is the integration. Integration V of T, product modulation. And then again the summer circuit and add a narrow band frequency modulation wave. Okay, another carrier signal is given to the phase and then given to the product modulator input. Okay, wide band frequency modulation. Modulation index beta greater than 1. So it's called a high index FM. Beta value less than 1 means it is a lowest index value. Wideband frequency modulation has infinite bandwidth, having carrier signal and infinite number of sidebands. Generation of FM, there are 2 types of generation. Okay, one is the direct method, another one is the indirect method. The direct method further classification is FET reactance modulator, variated diode FM modulator. Indirect method is done by using Armstrong method. Now we will discuss the Armstrong method. Okay, why we are using this one? Its initial modulation takes place as a amplitude modulator double sideband double sideband suppressed carrier signal to that a crystal control oscillator can be used if desired. The crystal oscillator generates the subcarrier which can be low, so on the order of 100 kilohertz. One output from the oscillator is phase shifted by 90 degrees to produce the sine term, which is the DSP-SC modulator in the balanced modulator by Vm of t. This is combined with a direct output from the oscillator in the summing amplifier, the result then being the phase modulator signal. The modulating signal is passed through a integrator to the modulator to get the frequency modulator signal. At this stage, the equivalent frequency deviation will be low. So this is the diagram. Okay, this is the crystal oscillator summing circuit, frequency multiplier, down converter. Okay, 90-degree phase shifter is given to the balance modulator. Another one input is given to the modulating signal, EMA maximum modulating signal. We will integrate this one, and output of this one is balanced modulator. Okay, finally we get these signals. Once we will revise these topics. Okay. We discuss this topic in first, what is meant by communication engineering. Okay, definition of this one. Okay, what is meant by communication engineering, what are the types of the communication engineering is there. Next one is the what is meant by frequency modulation, what is meant by analog modulation, what are the different types of this one is there. Next, vector representation of the analog modulation. Next one is we discussed the power relation. Okay, how to calculate the power relation between the lower sideband and upper sideband. Hence, total power of AM, where is the sum of the carrier power. Okay, sum of the carrier power PT is equal to PC plus PUSB plus PLSB. USB is nothing but upper sideband, another one is the lower sideband. Okay, next to discuss the classification of AM signals, analog modulation signal. First we discuss the double sideband suppressed carrier, single sideband suppressed carrier signals, vestigial sideband carrier signals. Okay, next is AM transmitter and receiver. What is the use of transmitter and receiver? Okay, next high level modulation. What is meant by high level modulation and low level modulations we discussed. Next, what is meant by FM transmitter. Okay, FM transmitter and then classification of the FM transmitter. Next, AM radio receivers. AM radio receiver is a device which receives the desired AM signal, amplifies. These all are the we discussed. Okay. Next, what are the types of FM modulation is there? Okay, this is the block diagram. Beta is less than 1 means it is a modulation index is low. Beta is greater than 1 means it is a high index modulation. Okay, next one is the generation of FM. Two types is there. One is the direct method, another one is the indirect method. Okay, next we discuss the on-stump method. Okay, thank you.